Trying to might be having some stream troubles. Come on. Come on now. Hmm. 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 Huh. Okay. I think we're live. Okay. Somebody said, okay, I'm seeing the chat now. I can't believe I missed the last stream, just the one where you talk about Spain. What was I saying about Spain? Oh, right, I was talking about Franco, right? I'm always happy to talk about Spain. There is probably, I don't know, I haven't ever sat down and counted, but I think books on that involve the history of Spain might be the number one. Like that's what I might have the most of in my personal library. It's either that or the French Revolution, but it's pretty close. We're also finishing up some dinner here, so I guess let me finish chewing while we wait for people to come in. Just another long day. Hope everybody's had a nice, I don't even know. What's the holiday today? I freaking live in the United States and I don't know. Is it Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day? Maybe I'm bluffing. I'm looking up what holiday is it today. NationalDayToday.com, that's a thing. Oh, it's a General Pulaski Memorial Day. He's the other famous, well, not famous. He's definitely not famous, but he's the other Polish guy who helped during the American Revolution. He was the cavalry one. Because, like, he was cavalry, and then the other guy was artillery. And then von Steuben, the German, was infantry. So they're good. Well, yeah, I'm cool. I'm glad you like catching it. Okay, let me put this plate to the side. Okay. Hello, everybody. Have I heard of the Anglo-Zanzibar War? That sounds familiar, but not off the top of my head. I couldn't talk about it, but it sounds familiar. Alright, so let's jump into it. Now, I think where we last were is we were just going to finish up this Free French stuff. Now, we're trying to get to the Bountiful Harvest so we can get rid of the Lobster War effect already. And then we can start working on the economy. Hello there, Raiko Shin, excuse me. The 12th in Brazil is Children's Day. It's cool. Buriat. Oh, yeah. What? Sablin won over here. Yeah, I don't see that every day. Interesting. What's going on in Tomsk? Ah, Shostakovich in charge. And large. What else is going on in the world? How's it going in Comey? No, Comey hasn't made its pick yet. Who else, though? I don't think anybody else would have made their final choices yet. But we're only a couple of days away. Well, I think, yeah, we're like a week away from the election, in which I'm hoping the UDN, we're going to get a big victory here. It's pretty tight. Not tight, but I've been deliberately not keeping track, really, so I can be surprised when whatever happens. Damn, an acre. Nobody's even running there. Wow. But I don't know. I think we only have time for one more campaign because what was it? The 8th. Communism. Okay, we got 8% here, and... Oh, no, right here. Boom! Bariba! We just got another one in there. We might be able to squeak another somewhere, but I think we've been doing pretty good. Porky, if you don't mind me asking, what's a good general history of, like, Portugal? I would say from, well, I guess that sort of is the beginning of Portugal. Any good general histories of Portugal starting from after, oh god, what was the family? Enrique, you know how to Enrique, you know, Portugal got its independence. What's a good history from then onwards? Any kind of, like, general ones? A senator from Mato Grosso is Felinto Müller, most authoritarian politician ever. Really? Let me take a look at that. Okay, no, Mato Grosso's here. But yeah, Felinito Müller, good eye. I think I'm asking, but I'm probably not going to be buying any more books for a while. The only book I want to purchase, and I'm just kind of waiting for it to go on sale somewhere, anywhere, is Black Spartacus. And it's gotten a paperback reprint. I'm hoping that's gonna just overall drive prices down, but we'll see. Freaking, why did I say Enrique? You know, the goddamn fucking, excuse me for cursing, but yeah, from like Alfonso the First on, because I have a book with a lot of primary sources of what was going on in Iberia, but I don't really have any books that specifically focus on Portugal. Brazilian economy's getting good. Yeah, and we haven't even started working on the economy yet, not specifically. But yeah, if we look, oh, we go here to look. Sorry, I'm clicking around. What's happening? Okay. Yeah, if we look here, yeah, economy, it's just going up. Okay. Alright, the matter of oil. We've got an expansion. We still have to import stuff. Yeah, oh yeah. So this is basically... I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. It's kind of loud. Actually, you know what? Let's chill out, guys. Let's, it's a holiday. Let's throw on some bossa nova. It is Brazil. Shut it down! Okay. Alright, let me know if it's too loud. I think that should be good, though. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so this is basically the oil ministry is telling Lot, look, we're expanding oil operations, but it's gonna take literally decades before we're gonna be self-sufficient. So we're just gonna have to keep importing oil, and then he picks up the paper and it says oil prices are getting unstable because of the Turkish-Italian fight. Not good. Yeah, we're up to partially industrialized in the southeast. Of course, the Amazonians and such. Canta Brasil. Is it copyright free, Gokpa? Okay, boy, that political power income is just really not good. But that's why we gotta do the, stuff. Yeah. You know what, let me look up if there's like an Oxford history of Portugal. Oxford histories tend to be good. Although, admittedly, I could be biased because the American one is of all the ones I've read, even the worst one is still very solid. Okay. Interesting. So I looked it up. I looked up like Oxford History of Portugal, and I found something called Oxford Bibliographies, and it seems to be like a very short thing just saying, okay, like specifically this is focusing on the Renaissance and Reformation, and then it like suggests some good books to check out. Like primary sources, that is. So like right here, there's something called No Alvorecer da Modernada, Volume 3 of the History of Portugal, published... Oh, these aren't primary sources, no, but it's like it's a book from Portugal. It's like a multi-volume set. It runs 1480 to 1620. Huh. Interesting. Okay, easier said than done. Walter Salas was lying on the floor of his office. Oh yeah, remember, the Mueller over here is still visiting Brazil. Oh shoot! Oh, we just voted. Was I able to... Okay, election is going on. The results are in. So we're going to take a look at the Senate here in a second. Walter Salas was lying on the floor in his office, staring vaguely at its patterned roof. For a while, he had paced a track around the room, slumped in his chair, spun in his chair, and even tried jumping jacks for a minute or two. Nothing worked. Salas had quite literally zero idea on how to easily contact a bunch of insane Frenchmen clung to the edge of Africa. So he was lying on the floor. It was mildly childish, but Salas always... Oh no, this is about the French thing. There's no free French embassy. They don't have a phone number. We had to call up the Navy, ask them to send some ambassador or fleet of them thousands of kilometers across the ocean to deliver a request to de Gaulle. Christ, this was going to be an awkward phone call. So yeah, okay, so there's no way, there's no phone number, so a literal Navy is going to go over to find somebody. Wow. Okay, okay, it's not letting us do the pirates scattered. Let's see if we're going to let the national focus thing fill up. A.R. Disney's History of Portugal and the Portuguese Empire. Thank you. From Cambridge. Yeah. Okay, so, hold on, I have to do the other monitor here. Second. Come on now. Ah, hold on. Okay, it's like a 2-volume set. Good to have in the background, you know. Put a pin in that. Koopa says, ask something about Brazil and TNO, and I can answer you. I don't have any questions off the top of my head, but maybe if you don't mind other people in the chat asking. Okay, yeah, so anyway, we're letting this fill up. The matter of the Senate. Okay, it finds itself a house divided. Yeah, duly noted. Okay, let's check out the results of the election, because so I worked pretty hard on it. So let's see what if we were able to get 50% straight up majority. No, I don't think. Wait, no, we weren't. 28. How did I only gain 5 seats? I thought I had more than that. Okay, well, anyway, let's do the math here real quick. So we can find out at least how strong our position is. So 19 plus 13 is 32 plus 28 plus 5 plus 1. So there's 66 parties there. So we've got like a little bit over 40% of the vote just within our own party. And obviously you want the 50%, but it's very difficult in a multi-party system. Damn. Yeah, because the PTB, they picked up some stuff here in the Northwest. Shoot. But, you know, it's an improvement. And the UDN is what we're going to be switching to, because that's what Quadros' party is. Alright, we'll figure it out. Anyway, we're waiting a few days to see if there's going to be some sort of pop-up in regards to the pirates so that I can maybe take a different national focus. Otherwise, I think we might have to swing over to the economy right now rather than later. Come on! Give me something! There it is. Okay, here we go. So he's in France. This country was a place of extreme contradiction. He saw extreme devastation. Craters covered the land. Nearly every building was patched over. Regiments of well-dressed soldiers filled... Yeah, he saw something different. Filled the perfectly maintained concrete field in front of him. Tanks formed a line behind them, and even further back loomed a battery of anti-aircraft guns. There were no craters here. Last remnants of the proud French army were well protected, ostensibly in preparation to reclaim their long-lost homeland. It seems the rumors of de Gaulle's singular focus were true. Speaking of, welcome to France! The old man stood in front of his assembled soldiers he looked unreasonably proud in an ancient military uniform decorated with an obscene number of medals. He practically ran towards Salles and gripped his hand a little too hard. I understand Brazil seeks to help us in our great struggle. Come, we still have some luxuries. The guns began to fire. Alright, well, I think I'm out of luck here. Okay, we gotta do something else with our focus while we negotiate. I guess we'd have to do this sooner or later anyway, but, you know, of course I want to get rid of this quickly. Coffee with Neves. Discuss the economic situation. Quadros leads the conservative, loose tropical wing of the party and faces the cosmopolitan U.S. inclined wing of Lacerda. Thank you. Stuff up. Okay, get ready for that war in Africa. How's this going? Transport, yeah, we've still only got about a quarter as many of all that as we really should. But I'm about to make it worse, because I'm going to add another air assault divisions, get us to that 10 width. De Gaulle's demands, where were we? Well, France would dearly love to combat the brigades and Germans that plague you. The right to reclaim our home requires equipment. We need guns. So we can improve the relationship or not. I guess you're supposed to like maybe try to break it. Tell somebody just to subscribe. Thank you very much. Or we could say, this is ridiculous, no deal. Okay, next up we have, wait, hold on, transatlantic disappointment. Remnants of France would forever remain unrecognized, at least by Brazil. So we're saying the works of the Indian historian Sanjay Subrahmanyam about Portuguese India and the eastern part of the empire is also cool stuff to read. Interesting. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm yawning already. That's not good. Let's get this fan on. Alright, unpause. Thank you. yeah, why aren't those up? Okay. Vice President is dominant. Good, good. So there goes Yana. Okay, get aligned to the president. What do you propose? Non-stop search for the pirates, no breaks whatsoever. Okay, basically, what do we want here? Third plan, just do regular searches with regular hours. Sweep as we normally would. Nothing too crazy or stressful, but it'll probably be the least effective. Well, we want Quadros' influence to grow, so that's the one we're taking. It's just regular sweeps for the coffee. So the leader of the Peasants League just got shot. Hold on a sec. Oh, see, I barged in. Who shot Hanyo? João Pedro Teixeira, leader of the Peasants League in Paravia. He was walking home and someone pulled a gun and bloody shot him. The president is breedable and submissive, right here. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys something funny. It was from a friend of mine. He found it, I guess, because I guess he's on TikTok, or maybe he found the video somewhere else. But it has to do with being breedable and submissive. Here, hold on. You guys are gonna like it. You're gonna get a kick out of it. Just find it though. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, found it. Shoot, now where's the music, though? Shush. Okay. Hold on. I want to make sure that the noise isn't happening. No, shush. I like how this guy, though, he really does present it like a good prevent. You know, he's good with his hands, so to speak. All right. Check this out.
Special zone right here. There's this special zone right here where submissive and breedable meet, right? And this is what we're really interested in, because here, what do we find here? Bussy.
That's good stuff. One more time.
Special zone.
So if you don't hear me saying at the beginning, he says there's this special zone here.
There's this special zone right here where submissive and breedable meet, right? And this is what we're really interested in, because here, what do we find here? Bussy.
Good clean fun, huh? Right. How do I close this shit? This page is open. Close that. Okay. And close this. Alright. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. There we go. So the fallout. So this is after the peasant leader got shot. So yeah, we're saying we need to deploy somebody to talk to the peasants. Okay, so Quadros, that's us, says, Enrique, don't tell me you're going with their plan. Their plan will only boost inflation. We need to cut taxes, crack down on inflation, and deal with the growing debt if we want the economy to continue to prosper. Alright. Outside, it began to rain. Yeah, why can't we do this yet? We're not able to schedule the pirates. What the fuck? Okay, obviously we're going to do the Quadros plan. Our maverick Vice President, Hanyo Quadros, sees things differently from Neves. She thinks that rather than taking more money from the average Brazilian, we should instead cut down on our current spending through a thorough-going austerity program. / unnecessary social and infrastructure programs left and right until our finances are more secure. And and then negotiate with one of the great powers for a loan, so that Brazil can put an end to its financial woes. Going with this plan will not only help us re-stabilize our bottom line and please Quadros, it will also help suppress inflation, which is currently a major problem, by reducing the current flood of government money in the economy. That's a little quiet, and Wells getting kind of sleepy. No! Ugh. Don't do this. Don't freaking do this. I'm only 26 minutes in. Freaking just getting worn down, though. Yeah, what is going on with the chat? Maybe I'm just not... Let me hit refresh. Hold on, get a sip. Okay, over the horizon. Battle stations, pirate ships have been spotted. Should we follow and pursue them? Wanted to say something. You wait, what if the pirates escape? I must advise against the decision. We cannot let them through again. Engage immediately, we cannot let them get away. Yeah, that's a lot. Got back from Memphis today. How was that drive? There, Alec. General Poggy coups the Argentinian government. Is this what y'all mean when you say poggers? You meant to say poggy? Another pirate was hoisted out of the water. His arm was limply hanging, torn and bloody. Waters in the Atlantic consumed the ship's hull, taking a fair amount of damage. Casualties have been relatively low. A victory for Brazil in all fields. Come on, there we go. A good evening, 10 brave occasion. Watched your book tour the other channel, by which I mean it was about 20 minutes of it before I realized it was another hour. Yeah, it ended up being kind of long. Yeah. Let's see. Also, Revolutionary Filmmaker. Has Burgundy finally done it? God help us all. Send a high big tune, avoid that cries to you. So you got around to Democracy and Revolution books in the Latin America section where you need a notepad for notes. Oh gosh, you're gonna take notes on my bookshelf? Oh my. Feeling self-conscious. Gotta go delete it! No, I have timestamps on it though. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Okay. He visited Graceland and Memphis. That is neat. Let's see. Report on spiders. This is Lacerda stuff. Yeah, the Crow. Second glass of whiskey is ample reward for successful capture of fascist snakes. That does sound like a nice reward for just about anything. Okay, so we're going to, oh yeah, the pirates have finally been scattered, so let's whip back right over here so we can do pirates scattered and start getting that political power. Repop 101 says, don't do the Quadros path, switch to the lot, it's not too late. What? Look at the thumbnail and titles of these streams! What are you doing? What are you talking about, man? But yeah, I've read a fair amount of Latin America, although it kind of focuses on only specific countries outside of the Cold War. But like, I've read a lot about Brazil, a lot about Peru, decent amount on Cuba. I once did work on a paper which was like the transition of the Nicaraguans to the Sandinista government while the Civil War was still going on. Uh, he's Rapopus Magnus. Oh, you're the Brazil lead? Okay, what kind of questions did I have? What kind of questions? Yes, I did have a question. So I have not triggered, I have not triggered ever the military coup, but does the military coup happening does the flavor of it, I guess you could say, differ depending on who in the armed forces are the most powerful, like the hardliners, constitutionalists, and Sorbonne? Or is it like a unified tree or something? I don't know. Hello, Igor. Good to see you. Yeah, I remember I once did a paper. It was a group paper, and I hate group papers, but most of the other group wasn't so bad. But we did a section. We were. It was like basically the history of Brazilian currency in the 90s, which is just issue currency, inflation, reissue new currency, inflation, just rinse and repeat like every 18 months. Initial military tree is unified, but the ending can differ based on whether hardliners or Sorbonne have more control/dominance. Okay. Yeah, so, okay. And, what would you say is the mean time? I'm just going to be asking you all sorts of questions now. Please tell me if you want me to stop. What would you say is the mean time for people finishing the Trans-Amazonian Highway, and how much is it affected by going down different political paths? You get a multi-part question. Let's keep doing some industrial growth. Yeah. Friends were the conscious freedom was their motto, so we sent them some money for guns and landmines. Oh, for American Dad. Say 67's the meantime. Cool. Blue Yodel number 9. 66 if you go Kubitschek. Kubi-chan, as I call him, because I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce. Will you ever play the nation of Yara? They had an intense communist revolution in 1967. Yara? The only Yara that comes to mind is freaking, isn't that the name they gave Beyond Greyjoy's sister in the Game of Thrones, the Song of Ice and Fire show, Game of Thrones? Because they thought that, because I remember that show was always treating its audience like they were idiots, and so of course they became idiots. See, time periods of scatter, that's a team organized them by country region. Yeah, I pretty much do. Oh yeah, the issue of Wilson. Let's see what this Wilson thing is in a second, but hello there, Jolly Gentle Giant. Yeah, happy to see some people popping in here. I was answering a different question. Yeah, I just remember that the Game of Thrones show, which I stopped watching after the 5th season, they always acted like their audience was stupid, so they changed this one character called Asha, spelled A-S-H-A. They changed her name to Yara, because they thought the TV viewers would mix her up with the character Osha, which is spelled O-S-H-A. Anyway, let's read about this Wilson character. Wilson, is that an I? Lieti Passos, a congressman of Carlos Lacerda's UDN, that's us, or sort of, had recently won re-election for his seat, but the governor of Guanabara, far from being happy about a party member winning, as he might have been for virtually anyone else, was incandescent with rage and displeasure, so much so, in fact, that one might say that Lacerda might have even preferred Tilo Vargas himself to win the seat, though it would be a colossal blunder to actually claim it to Lacerda's face. I might want to say that, because at least Vargas, unlike Wilson, wasn't a fascist. Everyone from Henrique Law to the denizens of Guanabara knew that Lacerda hated fascism. Though Lacerda had managed to calm himself down about the matter, his anger that day was reignited by a recent newsflash from one of Wilson's recent speech engagements. What? You're telling me that good-for-nothing, German-loving, Nazi-aping asshole Wilson wants us to have closer ties with Germany, and he publicly said so? I'm afraid so, sir. Was there even a slight hint of irony or sarcasm in his voice? None at all, sir. For fuck's sake, that Hitler-loving idiot will make us all slaves to those eagle-added, bigoted, blonde bastards if we don't contain him. Esther, go and tell the party leaders that this piece of human trash had better be dealt with before he gets too much influence if they don't want me to come and deal with him and them too. Yes, sir, I will inform them. As the secretary left, Lacerda drank some whiskey to calm himself. Shook his head. Why the hell would anyone find something to admire in that horse shit? Oh, whoops. There we go. It's the name of a country featured in Far Cry 6. I don't think I've played any of the Far Cries. I got friends who have, though. Alright, bountiful harvest time. So it picks up our stability a little bit. Yeah, the lobster war is technically void right now, but it's just Wilson got a Luger from a Nazi officer and he would walk with it and told people the gun killed a bunch of commies in the war. Okay, what a cool dude. Eagle added bigoted bastards isn't much of a German thing considering this is the 1960s and America is still a thing. XD. Okay. Progendo, once again, so sorry about all my Portuguese pronunciations. Protegendo nossas riquezas. Men, Lot said at the head of the table. In my career, there have been very few times like this one tonight. It certainly is one you will feel the same way about as well. The officers met at the 3rd District Command, laying at sea. Quadros was happy to be a part of the festivities. When I was in Britain, a lot of us entertained the notion we could turn the tide and force the Germans back, that we couldn't save a country with our efforts and our efforts alone, that we could. But that didn't happen and has eaten at us ever since. Nobody thought a free nation in South America could hold its own. Brazil is now the only nation in the history of the 20th century to win an unequivocal victory over fascism. Nobody, not the Americans, not the French, or not the British or French. I gotta turn the music down a little bit, guys. Sorry, it's like, it's blasting in my ears. There we go. Nobody did it. We've done these past few weeks. We can take pride in the worst defeat of the German Navy since the Graf Spee was scuttled. We drew a line and the Germans could not cross it. As you enjoy this wonderful menu of lobster-based meals, specially prepared for the occasion from the very same shellfish you protected at sea, you will keep in mind this meal was possible because you kept the new world secure from the disasters and downfall of the old. Lot raised her glass and the entire table followed. Para a Marina do Brasil. We get political power and military loyalty goes up a bit. Okay. Okay. Slash the highway budget, that's gonna hurt the Trans-Amazonian Highway a little bit. Boy, Guyat. Lot. Agrarian Relief Act. Agrarian Reform's good, actually, but... Let's see, slow down industrialization. If the Spanish thinks Mexicans swear too much. Yeah. I remember when the frickin' PC police here were talking about the I think I was, yeah, there's so many stupid fucking takes in America about why the Latino population is voting more conservative and Republican than they're supposed to, because, you know, fucking liberals think that a DNA test is indicative of what political party you vote for, or like, you know, I guess your skin color, like, you know, as it gets darker you become more Democratic or something. But anyway, there was this take where he's talking about, like, oh, you know, Mexicans are of course gonna vote for Republicans because they're bigoted because they say puto at football games, or, you know, some of the things they chant. Paraguayan dictator was the greatest Hitler fanboy ever. He had a relationship with Hitler's son, a 14-year-old girl, and her favorite boy band. Yeah, well, that's like So again, yeah, I think I told you guys I was reading the Franco biography, and the only head of state in the entire world that went to Franco's funeral was Pinochet from Chile, because he was like a Franco fanboy. Nobody else went. Or sent like significant reps. CHD, do you like dogs? I have a beagle. Yeah, I've had dogs in the past. Not right now. I don't think it would be. I just wouldn't feel right owning a dog right now while I live in an apartment, especially because I often work very long hours during the day, so I wouldn't be able to get home. I feel like I wouldn't spend enough time at home. Like Caesar's okay. Him and I, cats are a bit easier. You don't have to walk them as much. Let's see here. We want to increase loyalty. We're still not getting very much political power. I think we saw it. Democratic minded. We're talking about Democrat, like the Democratic Party of the United States. That's what I mean. But yeah, my fellow Latinx. I've been seeing that there's been studies coming out over the last year and a half, and the Latinx thing is just totally white people trying to push that on Latin Americans. And yeah, I guess it's summed up, maybe it's what you're referencing, but I do remember seeing a picture somebody did where it's like a white person and they're talking to, on the right, there's like a bunch of Latin people of various colors, and they have the flags under them, so it's like Brazilians and Mexicans and Cubans and Peruvians and stuff, and it's just, hello my Latinx friends. And then it's the chat on the right, and they're just all going, shut the fuck up. Let's see, many Tejanos don't like being called Mexicans just because they've been in the country longer. Yeah, it's true. As the saying goes, there's a lot of the Mexican American people in the Southwest. Those families, they didn't cross the border crossed them. Anyway. And you guys know that I don't talk about what my personal ethnicity or race is, so however you feel about these things I'm saying is I can't tell you how to feel, and if you think it's appropriate for me to say these things or not. I will just say that I've spent most of my life living in El Paso, Texas, at various stages of my life, even when I leave I come back. But if you were to ask me if you had to if you had to ask me, Conquering History Games, draw a picture of what you think the most racist person in America would look like. I most, or I would say it's what would you say a really racist person in America looks like? Most people would go, oh, it's like somebody in a KKK hoodie or something, but from my experience living in a border town most of my life, it's very hard to find more racist people than a light-skinned Latino who makes a six-figure salary. So make of that whatever you will. See, CHG is a green skin. He's an orc. Okay, so what? Have you guys been seeing this thing? You remember how I think it was last year, or maybe it was in the spring this year when this is another Lacerda thing, so we're skipping it. You know how when the Resident Evil Village trailer dropped and suddenly the whole fucking internet was like, I want a mommy, mommy milkers, and it just became as the immortal words I saw on the internet once, wanting a mommy girlfriend is not a complex anymore, it's conformity. It just became so mainstream. So freaking. By the way, the whole thing I said earlier, I'm not saying that all light-skinned Latino people with six-figure salaries are racist. What I'm just saying is, in my experience, the most racist people I have met in my life are those, or look like that. They fit that description. But I've also met a lot of nice people who fit that description. Anyway, so have you guys been seeing how there's this whole orc thing? Yeah, Trujillo, Feliz Paraguay, where now there's some orc game that's coming out, and then the commercials, there's an orc dude and an orc woman, and she's just got all the cleavage, and so now everybody wants to fucking orc. Like, this is, I've heard sex sells, but this is more like well, admittedly that commercial has cleavage in it, but it's like, it's more like product comes out and then internet sexualizes it. Yeah, see, enough of the mommies, give daddies a chance. There you go. So, the Punta del Este meeting. Okay. So this is happening in Uruguay. Representatives of Marxist revolutionary groups have met in Punta del Este. Hold on, is Castro even a communist in this timeline, though? No, he's an authoritarian Democrat. Well, I guess, you know what? I guess in this timeline, because I think, and you know, I'm not an expert in Cuba, but I feel like I know more than most. The general consensus with Castro, though, seems to be that, like, he wasn't a communist until the United States pushed him into being one. So, yeah, I guess authoritarian, yeah, I guess him in this timeline, he's just an authoritarian Democrat. And there's no USSR to influence him, that's also true. But anyway, there's no public declarations have been made. Ernesto Chavez, following his release from an Argentine prison, Che disappeared from notice with only hints of a possible exile into Uruguay, wondering what his resurfacing might mean, or planning another revolution. Now, obviously I haven't played a lot in South America, but is there anywhere that Che can show up and become leader? What's the sauce on this orc? Let me look this up. So I was talking about this orc thing with my friends too, and I said, fine, I'll pop into it, because I've been seeing other people post about it, but I didn't know what the source of the commercial was. So I said, fine, I'm gonna fall on the grenade, on the YouTube algorithm grenade, and because I'm always the one of my friends who ends up Googling weird stuff because nobody else wants to do it. I say Googling, but I don't use Google. I use a different search engine. But yeah, I said, fine, I'm the one who's gonna fuck my own shit up again, and I'm the one who's gonna look up sexy orc woman commercial, and my buddy, he just doesn't give a shit. He just goes, you know, he says, yes, when there was one set of footprints on the beach, that's when Conquering History Games Googled for us. Anyway, so let me look up orc woman commercial. It's for Raid Shadow Legends. Oh my gosh, it's got... Oh, this was a year ago, it says? Oh, this came out last June. But let me... Yeah, freaking... Here we go, hold on. So this is what's apparently triggering a wave of people's sexual awakening for orc ladies is this apparently. So anyway, Jay can't show up yet. Yeah, but is there a way that he could end up running any countries? Is that a thing? We're back. Oh, we're back. Oh, is he? Yeah. Let's see. Muscle Woman Gang. Why do all these tribal characters using mohawks and shaved sides? I think the shaved side stuff's just become really popular. Frickin' hell. The fucking... I don't know where it came from, but I suspect it's from Patrick Mahomes, but... I've been saying this for months, that there's this like ubiquitous trend where guys will have like the permed hair up top. I'm talking about like, you know, young teenage guys, it's like the fashion. They do the perm hair up top and then they shave the sides. And the like a couple weeks ago at work, I was driving by a high school as it was letting out, and it was like all the boys were wearing a costume. I don't know how else to describe it. It was like every single boy in the school had the same haircut. You know? ESD candidates will fall slightly in the next election. Well, that doesn't matter to me. So yeah, let's do that. Cut public spending. That seems to be the one to go for. And I say no. You say consequences. No. No. Let's promote some loyal officers. Yeah. Let's see. Say I'm gonna have to be absent for some time. Gotta do LASIK eye surgery on Wednesday and have to rest my eyesight for about 1 week. Wish me luck. Oh yes, good luck. Good luck indeed. Pop my head like a watermelon orc mommy. There you go. You gotta mix the mommy and the orc fetishes together. There you go. You gotta. That's what it does. This is how it fucks your brain up. You just gotta keep escalating. Many years ago, I knew this guy. May he rest in peace. He's probably dead. I don't know. But we were talking about like the escalation of pornography in people's brain. Like, you know, you get hooked on it and you need more and more and more to get off. And he just goes, yeah, like me when I'm watching. This is what he said. He goes, yeah, man. When I'm watching porn, if the chick doesn't have at least 2 dicks, I can't get hard. It's just So now we got that soundbite to haunt me for the rest of my life. That people are gonna misattribute it to me. But yeah, download a lot of music, Porky. You know, to listen to. Mueller got voted on your game. Sad. No, good, because he wasn't in our party, or the party that we're gonna be anyway. Anyway, what was I trying to do right now? I was looking up something. We're cutting the public spending. I was gonna do something else in the Senate. Oh yeah, I was wanting to check on the Amazon. Yeah, over here. So we're just keep allocating more factories to the Amazonians. That's a very specific fetish from your friend. Yeah. I once saw a picture on the internet where it's the scene from the end of Watchmen where Dr. Manhattan kills Rorschach. Spoilers for a graphic novel written in the 80s. There was a thing where they're basically arguing that like, oh, look who's in charge here. Coco. Is that a different portrait than it used to be for Coco? But yeah, the comic was basically, Dr. Manhattan is saying, man, I just really like chicks with dicks, and then Rorschach's going, that makes you gay. And he goes, no, I'm not gay, I just like when my chicks have dicks. And he's going, there's nothing wrong with it, but you're gay! You don't like girls, you're gay! And then they're just going back and forth like that, and then at the end, Dr. Manhattan fucking kills him and blows him up and kills him, and just goes, no homo. Yeah. Alright. Let's see. Why can't I increase more here? Oh, that's right. It hurts my political power every time I do that. Somebody said the best Kipsu. The horniest member of the chat. Let's see what he's got to say. The best part about orc mommies, they breed like rabbits, more little half orcs for the tribe. Well, rabbits are mammals too, so yeah. The savagery of the orcs, the need for more land that wasn't being utilized correctly. Let's see, we're still just partially industrialized. We probably should work on the south a little bit. Okay, Benvinda. Balter landed in Guarapes airport for her vacation in Brazil. Yeah, okay, so basically this woman, she flies from Germany, and she says, like, I am a refugee. These words lifted her heart as nothing out of his ears. Bem-vinda so Brazil. So we're taking in refugees. Give me an orc female, I'll change it all real quick. Italy wins the Italo-Turkish War. Peace in the Middle East, huh? But Turkey got bogged down in a stalemate. Actually, another thing about it, have I ever seen Italy win that? The lesbian refugee event. Yeah, right. Well, she might be bisexual. True, true. Yeah. It's like sometimes people forget bisexuality is a thing. You know, you can fuck more than one gender. Has anybody ever seen that, it's a cartoon somebody made on YouTube. It's like a little cartoon documentary many years ago. It was called The Bizarre World of the Bisexual. And, it's this, like, joke documentary where, you know, it's like, there are people who deal with, who enjoy having partners of an opposite gender or of the same. But hold on. What's this? It is the bisexual, and it's the like freaking and the whole thing is like, today we will discover the bizarre world of the bisexual. The bisexual, also known as a floppy swapper, is characterized by has many characteristics, and there's something like, the bisexual, when presented with two options, will always pick both. Stuff. People don't forget how people exist. A lot of people came out recently as bi. Well, what I mean is, like, let's say somebody's with a woman, or, you know, if a guy is with a woman and then they have sex with a guy and it's like, oh, he's actually gay. It's like, well, no, he might like both. Okay, it's like, for example, like, well, people say Alexander the Great was gay. Well, I think it's probably more accurate to say he was bisexual. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The China team made Denmark. Italy gets Bulgaria and humiliates Turkey at the same time. Good stuff. Good stuff. Here's how we'll make it worse. What about a cross-dresser orc daddy? See, Jagawoo says, I found the video. It's about 240,000, so you and a lot of people saw it. Oh yeah. Probably like 10 of those views are mine. It's so funny. It's a little more jazzy than Bossa Nova, but I don't hate it. Okay, the street cleaners. Somebody was called in, survivor of a group of homeless men who were being rehoused by government program. Oh, what is this? Let's see here. Listen to the killing, trouble forest. Wait, what? Wait a second. Oh, the police. Oh shit. So basically, these homeless men thought they were gonna be relocated into some government housing, and then the police just took them out and shot them. Oh my gosh. Big story? Question mark. Wow. Okay, don't know what that's about. Let's see here. Collapse of German Madagascar is happening right now. Let's see if the Jews win again. They've been winning a lot lately. Epic Lacerda moment. Yeah. We do a little Burgundian style. It's like it's like a compassionate Burgundianism. Like, do you guys remember that line? Like that was like a thing. Well, maybe you guys don't remember, but like 20 years ago, it was oh shit, the music. Compassion. They'd say compassionate. There was the phrase compassionate conservatism. Because you had like the Democrats were like third way liberalism, and then the conservatives were compassionate conservatives. And so yeah, it's like compassionate, and I'm not trying to say anything about conservative. You know, I'm not taking sides or anything, but it's like compassionate Burgundianism. You know, you kill indiscriminately, but only homeless people who are sad they don't have a home, so they're not sad anymore. Um, Two bros fucking, ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Lacerda had a lesbian secretary. She was openly lesbian, and he protected her image. Yeah, didn't like Hitler have a gay secretary? I always forget his name. Like, there were so many members of the Nazi Party and the establishment. I'm talking about like mid-level people who would get waivers even though they had Jewish blood in them, right? You know, the so-called Jewish blood. It's like, ah, no, this guy's like, this guy's an alderman. You know, he's useful to the party. Just give him a waiver. Give him a waiver for his Jewishness. The real work begins. Drifting in and out of consciousness. We're starting construction. The Titan of Muscle and ill-filling clothes. This is new crew boss. They took one of our dozers, meaning everyone gets to start work 2 hours earlier. I've already heard every other fucking camp bitch about it, so do yourself a favor, get ready and shut it. Ah, it sounds like how the mail's gonna be the next couple months. Fritz Lang had a pass. You give him free bullet holes. Lacerda's the most liberal conservative in the game. Yearly highway construction slows by 1%. Yeah. Slashing the budget. Intolerable mistake. This is more Lacerda stuff. So we're skipping anime. You guys are enjoying it, but we're skipping. Alright, it's been about an hour, so I might not stream much longer. It's yeah, long day and another long day tomorrow. Yeah, it does show that even the Nazi leadership knew how dumb their ideology was and was taking as literally as possible. Yeah, I was listening to this interview with Anthony Beaver. He's somebody who's written about the Second World War. And Enrique Teixeira, this is another stuff that's not basically lots of influences going up. But he was doing this interview about one of his books, and then the subject of like Hitler's last days in the bunker came up, and how like and then the guy asked him a question because he's like, I noticed that toward the end of the book you were referring to Eva Braun as Eva Hitler, and he says, well, yeah, she did change her name, you know, because you know they got married like 2 days before Hitler kills himself. Her, you know, they killed each other and her. Yeah, you know, they take the poison, and Hitler also shoots himself for good measure. But he's like, yeah, if you look at the marriage certificate, like he was so specific because I guess he's seen the marriage certificate, and he's saying like she started to write Ava and then put a B, and then she crossed it out and put Hitler, and then in those last couple days she would like tell the servants like, you need to call me, I'm Mrs. Hitler, damn it, and then. But I bring this up because somebody was saying about the Nazi leadership knows how dumb their ideology is when it's literal. They were talking about the guy, and I guess it was one of those things that I'd never thought about, but you know, how they pull this, essentially a chaplain out of the defense of Berlin to marry Hitler. And he's saying, it's like, I just wonder, and the guy was saying, it's really more, I think he was saying it's like morbidly comedic about how like, they had to, you know, can you imagine you're the guy who's presiding over the ceremony marrying Hitler, and you have to ask him, you know, are you a pure Aryan and stuff, because that is the law that the Nazi Party has passed, that you have to ask these questions, and yeah, he's just talking about it, and it really is kind of true. It's like this. It's the most macabre, weird, sick fuck comedy, everything that was going on in the bunker toward the end of Hitler's life. If the comedy might itself be too strong a word. Okay. Have I seen the Toolbox Theory live stream? No. I have not. Don't know nothing about it. Is there like a release date on it and stuff? Comedy and tragedy are so close together. Well, there's that old saying. Comedy is tragedy plus time. Or tragedy plus time. Those variants. Tragedy plus time equals comedy. You know, you could just laugh about it eventually. Or in a slightly different vein, I think it was George Carlin. He was this comedian who died many years ago. Address me by my husband's rank, said the Nazi Karen. Oh my god. I take it you're prior military, Jolly Gentle Giant? That is so fucking good. Yeah, exactly. The further from time you are from something sad, the funnier it gets. And also in the same way, I think it was George Carlin who said, like, if you exaggerate something enough, it becomes funny. Like, if you just take something even if it's serious, and you take it completely over the top, it starts to become funny. Have I ever heard of the podcast Trash Taste? It started off as anime, but it's devolved into complaining about Japan, the US, and the UK. I've heard of it. I've only... let me put it to you this way. I've heard some clips, probably like... I bet all the clips I've ever heard of them don't add up to an hour, and that was like last year, I guess, when they were starting. Although I would like to one day sit down and listen to when they interviewed Calliope Mori, who's probably my favorite VTuber, and whatnot. Let's see. The TNO community lead took 3 years to win the Algerian War. Yeah. Okay, what's this? Routine budget meeting. We've written up a solid plan to cut costs and look for a partner to refinance and restructure a portion of our debt. We can discuss the cuts to the budget in a second. I want to make sure it's solid. So you've spoken to the Americans about this yet. But then Quadros, that's us, goes, "What? The Americans? We can't trust those dogs to give us a fair deal whatsoever. They're probably looking to exploit us at every turn." Lot rubbed his temples before retiring. "Sure, Hanyo, it's obviously not going to be perfect considering the amount of debt we're trying to restructure, but exactly who else can even take on this much debt? How about Japan? They could just as easily finance our plan, and we could develop a relationship with a potential new ally." Well, the rest of the cabinet shared looks of bewilderment. Locke shook off the quizzical look on his face, saying, "We already have a good ally in the United States. Working with Japan on the austerity plan is sure to draw their anger. Is it really worth it, Hanyo? Say the word and we'll get to work on our debt. When it comes to managing debt, there's no appeasing options." Quadros is such a Karen. Oi! We're Quadros right now! Let's see, Trash Taste is good. The debt to GDP ratio is 80%. He's on the path to collapse. There's a new mod called Age of Imperialism. Yeah, I joined its Discord. I don't remember which one of the other Discords I was in, but they sent a ping out to everybody saying, "Hey, everyone, check this out." And so I joined it, but like I was busy, so I just like clicked it and then kept moving. You know, I just said, I think I even texted in the general stream and said, "Hi, I'm here. I'll check back later sometime." Busy. Okay, yeah, so we want to talk with the Sphere. Japan government will be reproached for help in debt restructuring. Plus, it's very fitting, because, you know, Hololife's Japanese. Are we going to coup the president? I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to force him into a resignation if our relationship gets bad enough. I'm not totally sure, actually. Let's see here. Quadros and the economy. Okay. Quadros OG VTuber confirmed. Yeah. The dock workers strike. The brief on Lot's desk painted a bleak picture for the dock workers. Each man received a monthly payment, a stack of Cruzeiro banknotes thinner than their abraded boot soles. Nearly every day at work was punctuated by a disabling accident, and the supervisors were rarely there to see it. "It's depressing, isn't it, Mr. President?" Quadros said, breathing out blue smoke. "I'd strike too. I'd go down there if I could as well, but then the only difference between me and them would be that I'd want to be there. Lott pushed the papers to the edge of the desk. Am I meant to interfere that it won't infer that it won't go on for long? Hanyo, we could cut it short if we sent in the police. I'm saying this has become normal. If those workers have been putting up with it for years, they probably can't afford to miss the pay, so we should take the time to find out what pushed them too far and fix it. Lott glanced at Denny's, the aging marshal, and gestured calmly at his old military accomplice. The owners don't want police because they think they panic their shareholders. We have no reason to get involved either, Mr. President. If the negotiations go poorly, the fallout will rest on you. Please keep in mind that it's a squabble between employees and employers. It's not our problem unless we make it our problem. Quadros glided across the office to loom over Denny's, who fit neatly within a shadow. Defense, then. That's your field. How will we make ships if there's no one there to build them? That sounds like our business. You should be on my side, Denny's. You might have a stake in this farce. That's enough for both of you, Lott said. I'll decide shortly. For now, you're dismissed. Denny's and Quadros both hurried out of the office, Denny's insofar as he could, and left the president at his desk. I should say, workers suffer, industry suffers, Brazil suffers, and army man fights his country's battles. I think we're going to do that, because that seems like that's more Quadros' side. Doesn't Brazil have a sizable population of Japanese immigrants? Yeah, I think so. I think I used to think it was Peru, but it's actually Brazil that has the highest percentage of, the highest number of Japanese people who are ethnically Japanese in Brazil, but in South America. Oh, jeez, yawning. Probably should wrap it up here soon. Let's grab that. Dennis is probably. Oh, it's supposed to be like Dennis. Okay. Well, the more I know. Bad Japanese dictator, thank you very much. You're talking about in Peru. Fujimori, what an interesting guy. There's a terrific documentary out there called The Rise and Fall of Fujimori. I recommend it. It was a wild 10 years. But I think we might just be wrapping it up here. So, yeah, that's enough for today. You know, long day today, long day tomorrow. Ain't no rest for the wicked. But so I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I bet on that I wouldn't. Kind of surprised I did today, actually. But yeah, I wouldn't bet on it, but I'll try to get a pre-recorded Brazil episode up if I don't stream, okay? So I'm Conquering History Games. Whew. Oh god, yeah, hitting it just in time. I'm Conquering History Games. Thank you very much for joining me. And you have yourselves a wonderful evening and happy whatever the heck holiday it is today, because different people say different things. Right?